So I started practicing law in 2021. I started in a traditional commercial litigation firm. There were outdated processes, not just like at the law firm. There were outdated processes with the court system. I just didn't understand why technology wasn't being applied in certain ways. And I got into listening to legal tech podcasts. I've always had, an attraction to that realm. It made me want to jump ship, and I started working at a legal tech startup, LexCheck. I was helping, streamline other people's contract review processes that way, and also helping build this really cool legal technology product. And then on top of that, I found that not just with LexCheck, but I found that other startups have refrained from calling their attorneys when they needed, let's say, an NDA redone or a SaaS agreement redone or an MSA redone or like reviews of their contracts. Luckily at LexCheck, there were like 3 or 4 attorneys that just worked there because it was a legal tech product. So we're able to do that. But a lot of startups neglect that, and then they end up eventually going into litigation and spending that money and if not more later in litigation, depending on whatever contract it is. And I've seen it because I used to work in commercial litigation, and I've seen it at the startup and like growth stage startup realm. It made me want to start a law firm that leveraged AI tools to make it more affordable. So down the line, you're not dealing with the ramifications of litigation. If you are taking really long to negotiate for different, types of agreements, if you're making people who are not attorneys, let's say salespeople, execute the agreements, there's going to be issues that they haven't thought about. And sometimes promises are made. And so down the line, it, ends up not working out so cleanly. And then sometimes you send them to the attorney that you have retained or someone that you have on retainer that's hourly, and they take long to respond, and the process isn't really that seamless, and the back and forth negotiation takes long, and sometimes, your deal falls through. You definitely want someone who is going to cleanly streamline that approach and negotiate the contracts in a way that's safe and effective and quick.